I think it's there's a few guys around in this league. I'm one of them that could understand what James is going through. It's been tough when you can't, put out your entire team. That team has, been besieged by injuries. You saw how good Amegula is today. He's got a chance to be a really good player in this league. He's missed the last 5 games, and without Raines and Barksdale, they're just not the same team. And at the same time, you always look at how hard a team plays and do they compete and do they fight, and they've done it. And so my hat goes off to him. Give him a lot of credit. He's been able to keep those guys together and keep playing hard. And it's been a challenge. And they did the same thing today. We had that run in the second half that I thought was the difference in the game. And they, came right back at us. So, it's been a challenge for us. Feel good about the way it ended today. Our seniors were great. Finished off a pretty good week. And we're making some improvements. I think you see that with the 18 assists and 24 baskets and only 8 turnovers again for the second consecutive game. So we did a lot of good things today and got a lot of good basketball from a lot of different guys. And so hopefully we'll, feeling pretty good heading into Greensboro. And all you can do is get ready for the next game. But those guys have meant a lot to the program over the last 3 years. And I know they're excited about the next step.
To start the game, you got a lot of good looks, but the shots weren't dropping. Then as the game went on, you started seeing those shots going down.
Yeah, you always worry about that when we knew we were going to play zone. They almost have to play zone to protect the inside guys. They only got 3 post players right now, and we got good looks, and we weren't making them. So you worry that the guys are going to get a little tight or panic a little bit, and we didn't do that. That was a big step for us. It's a completely different zone. You have to attack it completely different than you did Syracuse's zone. We knew they were going to try to shorten up the game a little bit, and they were successful in doing that, but then that meant our possessions were even more important. We got the ball inside the last 8 minutes of the first half. Those last 2 rounds were important for us. We won both those, stretched out that lead. We got some transition baskets, some second chance points, and executed some of our set plays against the zone extremely well. So I thought that was big. And we got the same looks in the second half and just made them.
It seems like Trae played his best all-around game, maybe, like from both offensive and defensive perspective.
What, since he's been hurt, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be not overall for the season, but maybe since he's been back. I mean, anytime you have 14 points, 8 assists, and 0 turnovers at the point guard spot, that's pretty good. You can see from last Sunday to even today, he made that runner today. He hasn't made one of those in a month. You know what I mean? And he had explosiveness on that. So that was good to see. Plus, he executed well in terms of getting us into our stuff. So that was good. That was really good to see.
You've had some really good turnover numbers the last 3 or 4 games, not just Syracuse. Is there anything besides Trae coming back?
Well, I think Trae coming back has been a big, but Corey's Corey's out there, and so now you have a second ball handling guard out there, so that helps. I think Chris and heading into this game, because Chris had 3 turnovers today, but he's done a better job of taking care of the ball, and Cam's done a good job of taking care of the basketball. Now we got to get. Roberts had a couple the last few games, but again, our big guys' turnovers are always going to be a little skewed compared to other guys because we let our bigs make plays and they handle the ball quite a bit. Whereas in some programs, the bigs sit on the blocks and the only time they catch the ball, they shoot it. So our guys have to make some plays. I think it's good for them to develop, but sometimes you get some more turnovers because of that.
Defensively, you had a tough time starting out the game, stopping Wilson from getting to the basket. Did you make any changes defensively on him?
No, because he did a pretty good job of that the whole game, to be honest with you. The problem is he's a freshman, and so sometimes he struggles to finish some of those plays at the end. But I think that kid's got a chance to be a really, really good player in this league. I thought our initial defense was good. The only thing I was disappointed in, there was a couple ball screen coverages that we need to tighten up. But the only part of the game defense that I was disappointed in was that second chance points. I thought they hurt us on the glass. And sometimes their offense creates those avenues to rebound, but we held them to 36 from the field, 26 from the three. Our free throw defense was great. They were 56% there too. But, Jarrell, Eddie, we did a really good job on him because he's a hell of a player. So I thought Marcus, again, sometimes his offense gets pushed to the side because of the three men in this league are so good. He's forced to do a lot on the defensive end.
You feel like you finally sort of settled in on your 8 guys and their roles, and it seems like they may be more comfortable kind of what.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've played 31 games, but because of guys out, guys in, guys out, guys in, haven't really been able to do that. But right now, in the last 2 or 3 games, it's been those 8 guys, and they know their rotation, they know their roles, and they've done a good job of executing those.
What was your defensive plan against Eddie today?
You got to make sure you're there on the catch all the time. You got to be there on the catch all the time. You can't give them a sliver of daylight, both off the ball and coming off those screens. And I thought we did a good job on that. Again, he's a guy that, because of all the injuries that team has gone through, you can pay a little more attention to, and I think that's, we were able to do that today. Now, you could see when Melagu is out there, that takes off some of the pressure from Eddie. But what's he missed the last 5 games? 6 games? Yeah. So it's been tough. It's a tough deal.
Brian, how much more efficient is the offense all the way around? I mean, the point total wouldn't indicate it because they slowed the game down.
Yeah.
But when Daniel was playing that efficiently
Yep.
in the middle, particularly in today's first half, the offense just seems to be more balanced everywhere.
Yeah, we're much better offensively. I would say since Trae's injury and him coming back and Robert getting back, obviously you have more offensive weapons. There was an 8-minute stretch today where Robert was as good as you've ever seen him, probably. Heading into today's game, in the last 3 games, Robert was averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds in his last 3 games. That's the kind of numbers that you expect from him. He got in a little foul trouble today, but he had 16 and 4. We need him to rebound a little better, but offensively, between him and Daniel, 15 for, is that right? 13 for 15, 13 for 16. Pretty good numbers, in terms of field goals. So we are much more efficient.
I mean, back-to-back games, Daniel's had a heck of a season, but if you look at back-to-back games,
Well, I'm just hoping some of the coaches were watching that game in this league, because he's he's not overwhelming in terms of, you don't go, wow, when he makes plays. But then when you watch a whole game and you see the stat line and you see the impact he's had on the game, he's one of the best players in this league. I'm hoping that, no offense, I doubt the media is going to figure that one out to you guys. No offense to the media. But I'm hoping maybe the coaches figure that thing out, And if they both, then maybe I'm the guy that's, But he's had a great senior year, and the last couple games have just kind of highlighted that.
Well, like in the Syracuse game, the passing aspect of Daniel helped break the press. And then it just seems like he picks up whatever role you need in each game, whether it's rebounding or scoring.
Yeah, he's a very intelligent kid. He's bought into the coaching. He's bought into being coached. So that means sometimes you got to tell him what he's done wrong or whatever. And, he just, those 3 guys, and I include Jason in that, they have been tremendous over the last 3 years. They bought into something that was hard to buy into because you knew there was going to be nights that things weren't going to go very well. And, it's unfortunate, as I said, pleased with every aspect. I wish, because of some things, that we could have more numbers on the left-hand column right now. Those seniors deserve it. But they also know the season's not over yet.
first half were pretty big too. You know, the layup and then that little jumper that
Yeah.
you really improved on.
Yeah, that jumper was supposed to be for a dunk. He turned it into a jump shot. It was pretty good, though. It was a pretty good-looking shot. And then the drop-off by Trae was a great play by those two guys. So, but Daniel's worked hard in that, you know what I mean? And I've said to you guys when we meet weekly, all his stuff, he deserves the credit for. We just gave him some direction, but he's gone after it. He's changed his attitude and his demeanor and his mentality when it comes to becoming a great player.
Any thoughts on Boston College?
Well, you know, you play them the third time, you know, and they've played well in the last couple weeks. Obviously, beat Syracuse as well. Lost a close game the other night to Pittsburgh. You know, and we all know they beat us last year in the tournament. So sometimes facing your demons and your fears of the past is the best thing for you to advance. Very prophetic, right, Yvette? Yeah.
Was there a pickup in energy in the first half, or was it just shots starting on?
No, I thought maybe, you know, on senior night and all this stuff, sometimes there was a little lull in the beginning. I didn't think we weren't playing hard because I do think this team always plays hard, but maybe not with the same juice that we played with after that. I thought from about the 10-minute mark through the rest of the game, we played, you know, I thought we got on the floor, we got some deflections, we moved the ball pretty well, we got to the glass. So I thought that was a big step.
Good.
All good. Thanks, guys.
We definitely did. We wanted to, you know, pull out a great week, you know, beating Syracuse and coming home and take care of business, and it being our last home game. It's something we definitely needed to do. So I'm just excited we got to do it.
Was there a different kind of emotion today, and if so, when? At what points? Was there any before the game? Was there any when you guys were subbed out for the last time in the locker room after it was all over, or different points?
I thought it was kind of an exciting couple days build up to it. Just we got a win on the road, and then knowing we could get back-to-back wins, ending the season at home. It was just, you know, everybody was excited about it, and we just came out and played like it. It was fun to play in.
How do you feel about playing Boston College a third time, especially after what happened in the tournament last year?
But
You got it.
good. I didn't know we were playing.
Yeah, I'm excited about it just because, you know, what happened last year. I heard about it from the guys, so just, you know, it's kind of like a revenge game.
2 of our wins came from them this season, so it's just, you know, we got to be ready to play. They're a good team, and they could, you know, went down to the wire with both games, so, you know, we can't take them lightly at all. So.
Daniel, that's kind of a different matchup for you, isn't it? They kind of drag you out of the paint defensively more than most teams.
Yes, sir. They put Anderson at the 5, so he does a lot of that little pick and pop stuff. And when a shot goes up, I'm nowhere near the glass. So it's, you know, we got to rebound like a team, and it's just kind of a team effort with them because, you know, you never know what they're going to do on offense.
Trae, it seems like you're finally sort of back to being yourself now. Was today the best you felt in a while on the court?
Yeah, I'd say actually Syracuse was kind of where I felt like I was back moving, you know, without hesitating. So I'm just excited. I remember telling a couple of the guys after the game, at the Syracuse game, I felt, you know, for the first time I was just kind of moving freely, you know, as my body let me, and not necessarily thinking about the injury.
What were the keys doing well against their zone today?
We tried to be patient like we did against Syracuse. They had a different, more packed in zone, but really just, you know, taking our time and taking good shots. That really helps.
You started out, had some open looks, but weren't hitting the shots. You still kept that patience, though, and kept working the ball. And was that a key for you guys today?
Yeah, definitely. In the zone, you know, you can get caught up in shooting quick shots. So we just have to, you know, make sure that we, you know, slow down and get the shot that we always want. And I think that's something we did as the game progressed on.
Trae, to that point, you had a three-pointer kind of early in the second half. hands, and was it kind of, you want to get yourself going after the first half, or was there something that you were feeling?
No, it was just kind of, talking to yourself, just, when you just kind of maybe need to see a couple go in, get yourself going. I felt a few kind of rattled out for me, but, it was just kind of self-talk, just, good shot, get a stop type thing.
Daniel, Coach Gregory was very complimentary a few minutes ago of the progress you've made, the career you've had, and so forth. He talked about you changing your thinking and so forth over the course of your career, which I think is code for they're trying to get you to be more aggressive offensively.
Probably.
Do you feel like you've been significantly more aggressive this year with the ball in your hands?
At times I do, just more so I'm taking my shots when I have them instead of passing them up, and then the guys are looking for me a lot more. So you have more opportunity to score or just make a play, whether it's kicking it out to Trae for the three or just trying to score in the post. So they've been trying to get me to do that since I got here, and I feel like I finally started doing that.
What made you finally start doing it?
They keep yelling at me, and I do it a few times, and the ball goes in, and it just builds that confidence and keep going to it.
Daniel,
It must feel like at this point finally you guys are kind of doing what you're capable of doing. You have everybody back, and things are, I imagine, are feeling a lot better. Is that how you feel?
Today was good. Everybody, the Syracuse game, everybody looked pretty good. And then today, we came out and, kept it up. Everybody was, Trae says he's full go now. I thought he looked pretty good today. Robert's playing well. Cam's, got the knee, but he always stays strong for us. Everybody's just kind of playing together, and everybody's healthy. And then, it hurt us throughout the season, but it's a good way to go into the tournament.
how important is it for offensively now to have Trae being able to drive the lane again like you did earlier in the season?
It's very important. He creates a lot of shots for other guys. He finishes well around the rim or gets fouled or something. He's shooting pretty good from the free throw line. So, if three guys are coming to block his shot, that leaves wide open offensive rebounds, and it's a good threat to have on your team.
I'm curious, what's it like to be honored at senior day at a place where you've only been for one season?
It was great. I felt like it's been a long time coming from the standpoint of just getting to this point. But this year it seemed like forever. Like they took me in, and I felt like I was here for a long time, and I just was appreciative of the coaches and the players, and all of the fans too. It's some I don't take for granted. They might see me out and tell me that they're thankful I'm here, and I really do appreciate things like that.